Greetings, champs. It's such a lovely time to connect with you on this platform. I really want to say a big thank you to all of the feedback that you've been getting. It helps us to get better even as we shoot this content. By the virtue of you being here, it's a commitment that you are seeking growth and you're seeking a platform that can also enhance that pattern of your life. Now, we have been doing a lot of content in the recent past, and we just want to encourage you to keep watching. In the very few episodes that we did, we were focusing on vision board, growth mindset, and also just personal leadership, and which is very important for you to get a grip as you move through the year and also the years to come. So if you've not watched and you are just bumping on this video for the first time, please go back and check out. But also, almost 75% of you who watch this content, you have not subscribed to this channel. Now, I just want to ask for your favor. Please make sure you subscribe and also share this content with your leadership community and the people that you care and the people that you also want them to grow and experience transformation. Now, allow me to jump into a conversation that it's really boiling in my heart. It's really, it's just like a fire burning through my bones. I know possibly you have bought a book, you were walking on the streets and you picked up a book and you said you're going to read. Now, it's so interesting that studies show over 80% of professionals stop reading consistently after formal education. Yet, lifelong readers are 23% more likely to advance into leadership roles due to improved cognitive depth and decision making. Now, it's so important for you to understand what you consume shapes who you become. But suffice also to say, majority of us who commit ourselves to read books, we don't go more than 10 pages. And it's because of the reading culture that most of us, we have continued to emulate. And it suffices to say also that if you have not gotten a grip of why you are reading a book, why you should be able to read a book, and how you should be able to read a book, it is going not really to kill your momentum, to kill your growth level, and also just make that reading process boring. Now, most people read books. And I know for sure, even right now, possibly if you look at your library, you have a book that you bought. Most people read books, but very few people allow books to read them. Now, that is the difference between reading for information and reading for transformation. And it's important when you are buying and committing yourself to read a book, you first of all ask yourself, what are your cognitive needs? What do you want to learn? What do you want to pick from a material? Now, book reading is a culture that each one of us, we need to commit to develop, because it is important to know there are people who have gone through the seasons that you have gone through. There are people who have fought the giants that possibly you're fighting at this moment, but also there are people who have experienced the things you're experiencing at the moment, and they did as well by documenting it. Myself, as I sit here, I've written 4 books that are very transformational. I'm keeping on writing. And these books that I've also been able to write, quite a number of people who have been able to read have given me great feedback on how these books have transformed their lives. And in our leadership and reading community, I've consistently trained people on how to read a book. So my intention in this video is to help you to know, how do you read a book and how do you maximize a book that you commit yourself to read. Now, it's also very important for us to know that you don't just read for fun. I mean, reading for fun is very cheap. And the reason as to why many of us, we get into a book and we don't commit ourselves to finish it is because we have not really asked ourselves, what do you want to achieve with the book? So first thing first, you have to invest into buying great materials. I always discourage, from an author's perspective, but also from someone who is a reader and someone who invests into reading, I always discourage readers to go get books from the streets. Now, the books that you buy from the streets, most of them, it's maybe the first manuscript or the second manuscript or even the third manuscript, but it's not the final manuscript that the author wrote. Therefore, some of the content you get from those street books is not the original content that the author intended. I want to encourage you, make sure that you do a good investment and have a budget. In your monthly budgeting, have a budget for a book. go to a good bookstore, buy a book that looks like the kind of a person you want to become. Because even the habit of buying a book on the street, that habit is not a very transformative habit that you can entertain. When you go to a good bookstore, get a good material, smell the book, and make sure you inscribe in your name on that book. And when you're going home with the book, please make sure that even the reading culture that you want to build is first of all obvious, it's secondly attractive, and it's thirdly sort of satisfying. So how do you make it obvious? Don't hide your books in your home. Don't put your books under the table, in your cupboard, or wherever you store your books. Put your book visibly somewhere where you can see. Like, for example, some of the samples of my books are right here. So when I get into my sitting room, I can be able to see it. If you go to my bedroom as well, I have a place physically where I can see my books. When I'm walking around, I can be able to see them. So you make it obvious. The second thing, you make it attractive. So how do you make book reading attractive? Don't read for intensity, read for consistency. So I always encourage those who are in our leadership community, read at least 10 pages of a book every day. Do you know if you commit yourself to read 10 pages of a book every day, after 14 or 15 days in a month, you'll have read at least 150 pages. That means in a month, you can actually confidently and comfortably read at least 2 books. Now, the other thing that I'll also encourage you, if you're reading 10 pages of a book, you can read 5 in the morning and 5 in the evening, or you can be able to spread those 10 pages across your day when you're jumping into a mat in the morning going to work, or possibly when you get into the office after a long drive, you can be able to get into a few pages, and that is exactly how you're able to make it attractive. Thirdly, make it satisfying. So how do you make it satisfying? Reward yourself after every reading experience. So reward yourself by don't buy another book if you have not finished the previous book. Don't just buy books for fun. Don't just read for fun. You can come up with a satisfying methodology where you're able to reward yourself after reading a particular book. So make it obvious, make it attractive, and make it satisfying, because that is very important. So let me just give us 4 reasons why this reading skill matter. Number 1, you expand thinking beyond the environment. Listen up, your thinking capacity is at the masses of the patterns, the growth patterns that you have created. And you don't want to assume that your thinking is going to grow with your level of assumption. You need to invest into expanding your thinking beyond the environment. And that is so critical, because your life will fall or rise based on your thinking capacity. Number 2, build clarity and discernment. When you commit yourself to read, and you read materials that are worth of your time and are worth of your beliefs, also that is very important. Don't just buy books from any kind of an author and do a research of the author. What are their belief systems? What do they believe about life and the things that make sense to you? Because when you're reading books, you're seeking for clarity, you're seeking for discernment, and that is so critical in terms of you building that capacity. Number 3, improve judgment and decision making. Now, decision making is not just an emotional response. It is your ability to be logical. I think Aristotle was able to come up with a 3-model framework of any form of persuasive communication, and he talks about logos, pathos, and ethos. And when you're reading, you have to seek for these 3 things. The book has to make logical sense. It has to have the credibility part of it, which is the ethos, and the emotional connection, and that is also very important, the pathos element of that book, which is critical. So because when you're reading, you're looking for clarity, you're also looking for discernment, and you also want to build judgment and the ability to make appropriate decisions. And number 4, you want to fuel personal and professional growth. Listen up, your personal growth is at the masses of the habits you entertain every single day, and it's therefore important and paramount that you are able to invest into material that can change the way you envision on your personal and professional growth. Look at what are some of the gaps in your professional growth that you need to build, and who are the authors that have been able to build that capacity, and you can invest time to read and transform your mind. If you want to wow the people in your space, have the habit of reading. And I want to ask you to think about these 4 also models of how you build this capacity of reading skills, so that you don't just read and then you imagine that you've built your capacity. Number one, I want you to read with questions, not curiosity alone. Read with questions. Ask yourself, what is the main agenda of the author in this segment of the book? So you read with questions. Number two, summarize those insights into your own words. So after you've read the chapter, for example, if you've read the 10 pages every single day, try to summarize what you have read with your own words, because when you do that, you create ownership. You move from information to transformation. Number three, I want you to teach what you have read within 48 hours. So those that I coach in my leadership community, and you can be able to sign up for a coaching session with me. I'll be able to teach you and practically take you through some of those lessons on how you're able to implement. Teach anything you read within 48 hours. When you hoop on a call with a friend, when you jump on a conversation with colleagues, try to, with wisdom, try to explain to them and teach them what you have read. Because when you do that, you are able to build capacity of ownership over that which you have read. And number four, lastly, apply one principle per book immediately. Ask yourself, for example, if you read the time management matrix, how can you able to make sure that you apply that principle in your priority management and in your scheduling of the day and planning your day? Because if you don't apply what you read, you are only reading to pass time, and that is not the habit of great leaders. So I want you to check closely through my eyes, and let me finish up with these words. You are what you consume. You are what you consume. So the things you consume will continue to expand or shrink your ability to think. So I hope this content has helped you to become better. And also I want you to write a few things that you've been able to get from this content. Drop into the comment section and let me know what is one thing that you're going to apply after this video. I look forward to listening to your comment and reading through your comment, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. So thank you very much. God bless you. Thank you for joining us. Please remember, subscribe to this channel, because when you subscribe, you'll be able to get quite a lot of myriad of content that you're going to shoot throughout the year. God bless you so much. Cheers. Sayonara.